Hey guys, I'll get straight to the point. If you've looked at Etsy in the last month or so, whether it's been to shop or just looking at your own product listings, you may have noticed that sometimes Etsy adds an extra image to the product listing, except this extra image is just a black box with clickable links in it. Yes, clickable links that take the potential customer to related searches. Now, this is directly reducing your conversion rate if it's happening on your Etsy listing. And unfortunately, I'm not going to bury the lead. I don't have a way for you to opt out. I do have someone in my private community that reached out to Etsy support about this happening when they were running ads. So imagine that you're paying per click for somebody to come to your product listing, only for Etsy to drop these outbound links that take the potential buyer away from your listing. It's ridiculous. But I do have a strategy you can implement to reduce the impact of this if it ends up happening to you. I don't think it's necessarily going to be targeted on a shop-to-shop basis. My guess is that it's most likely happening as a split test on certain buyers. Now, I also have a funny kind of horror story to share with you from the Etsy seller forum. So we're going to go through all of that on this video. Let's get to it. So for those of you that haven't seen this yet, this is what it looks like. This is a screenshot over my shoulder. Again, we've had some people in my private community that have seen this. I've seen it at times, although today I checked on my computer, I checked incognito, and I checked on Marielle's computer, and I wasn't able to see it today, but I swear it's probably just split testing based on whatever Etsy algorithm, so you may see it if you have not already. But what it does is it adds an extra image to the listing. And again, I don't think it's on a seller-to-seller basis, but I could be wrong. I'm not trying to say that I know for sure. And it's adding clickable links that will open up. Well, it'll take you, I think, away from this tab to a new tab and perform that search, okay, on related search terms, which is definitely not ideal for your conversion rate, especially if it was an advertised click that you paid just for somebody to then click off of your listing. And honestly, Amazon does something like this. They used to call it product display ads. They have since stopped calling it that and just rolled it up under sponsored ads, sponsored product ads. But product display ads are where you can literally tell Amazon which of your competitors you would like to run ads on, and it puts the ad on their product detail page, their product listing page. So will Etsy follow suit? Time will tell. This is an article on the Auction Bites blog. I will drop a link to this in the description of this video in case you want to check it out. We'll just kind of breeze through it really quickly. When a shopper lands on a seller's listing on Etsy, the seller wants to optimize the page so the shopper will click the add to cart button and purchase the item. So when sellers see marketplaces try to take shoppers away from their listings, they get peeved. Etsy sellers have been forced to resign themselves to the fact that marketplaces insert ads in their listings, but it doesn't stop there. A reader wrote to us on Friday that, and this is published mid-June of 2023, on Friday, let us know Etsy added a photo to their listing that includes hyperlinks that, if clicked, take the visitor to a search results page. It says here, a potential buyer had an inquiry about an item I was selling on Etsy. As I was scrolling through my pictures, I noticed the last picture had a text bubbles inserted into it. The bubbles were tags I used when I made the listing so that it could be found. Etsy has inserted them into this picture box, and when you click on them, it takes you away from the listing to the search results page. We went to a random listing on Etsy and scrolled through the photos. The last photo contained a label related searches and included the following links to search results for tags the seller had included in the listing. So this person's selling candy jars, and some of these links were saying personalized candy jar, personalized ceramic candy jar, jars for candy, and personalized ceramic candy container. So it's literally taking the tags from the listing, making them clickable links in that listing that take you back to search results, which is going to include your competitors' listings and may or may not include your listing in those search results. When we clicked on personalized candy jar in the seller's photo, it took us to search results page on Etsy for that search term, as you can see here. The seller's reaction to finding Etsy had inserted a similar photo containing links that took shoppers away from her listing, quote, "Sales are bad enough for us sellers, and then they go and do this? Guess I will be focusing on eBay again, end quote. Sellers had first noticed Etsy inserting links in their photos in February, which we reported on the auction. Okay, they had reported on their blog. Whoops. Etsy tests appear to send shoppers away from sellers' listings. Okay, so they had a previous article on this. That instance appeared to have been a part of a test. In the example we saw reported at the time, Etsy had inserted a prominent Find Similar Items button. It overlaid on the seller's product photo of a $69 listing for a handmade ceramic mug. Another issue that sellers may have with the latest feature, quote, or in parentheses, or test, question mark, because we don't know for sure, is that it isn't clear to shoppers that clicking on the links would take them to results that include other sellers' listings. Shoppers might assume that since the seller is responsible for the photos included in their listings, that it was the seller that added the links. So it's very misleading. That makes sense. The label, quote, related searches, end quote, that Etsy features at the top of the photo could be confusing to shoppers. It certainly may have sellers wondering about the wisdom of investing in marketing to drive shoppers to Etsy listings, given the fact that they may be enticed away to other sellers' listings. Let us know what you think. So yeah, that's talking about like bringing external traffic to your Etsy shop, to your Etsy listings, only for Etsy to then send them somewhere else, or just running ads like Etsy ads. Someone in my private community said they were running Etsy ads and confirmed that it was taking them to a listing that was showing the black box with the external links. So certainly not ideal. Now I have a somewhat solution, right? I can't promise you that Etsy won't do this to your listings, but this is a simple thing you can do to reduce the effect, all right? When you add listing images on every single one of your listings, I think you should be doing this at this point. Add 10 images, all right? And add a video. This way, if they add the black box, it will not be visible by default. So what you see right here over my shoulder is a listing with 10 images. Now, if Etsy were to add that black box image as an 11th image, which it has done before, sellers have confirmed this on the Etsy forum, then that 11th image would be all the way down here, actually out of sight, okay? And I guess it maybe depends on, like, maybe if you're using the Etsy mobile app. I don't know, like, I don't use the Etsy mobile app to shop, so I'm not 100% sure how it renders listings there, but at least on desktop, that 11th image, that's not really an image, it's got the clickable links, will be pushed out of the sight of your potential buyer, so they're a lot less likely to see it. It's not that they can't find it down there, but they'd really have to go looking for it. So that is my tip. Try to upload at least 10 images and ideally a video to your Etsy listing. And to close out this video, an Etsy seller mentioned in the forums that one of the suggestions when they were checking out and investigating this was a bare-chested model wearing a full leather mask. So Etsy's attempt at steering you to related searches is not guaranteed to always hit the nail on the head and suggest relevant products to whatever the product is that they're actually looking at. So I just thought that was funny, and I'll go ahead and link you to this long thread on the Etsy seller forum as well in the description of this video in case you want to kind of keep up to date with it and maybe collaborate with other Etsy sellers on, you know, what's going on here. Hopefully Etsy rolls this back. I don't think anybody wins as a result of this happening, including the potential buyers. I think it's just confusing. But I mean, after what we've seen Amazon do with their product display ads that they rebranded, who knows, right? This may end up being another, you know, revenue opportunity for Etsy if they start putting, you know, sponsored links here. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Is this good? Is it bad? Have you ever seen it? What are your thoughts, though? What can we do about it? I'd love to hear from you. And please hit that like button on your way out and subscribe if you are not already. And I will see you tomorrow with a new video.